Hola! It is Metal Heart once again. I went a week without smoking, so I got the heater on, so it's blowing smoke around. So this is a video that I had the idea for 12 years ago, and I think I did make it, then I remade it, and then I deleted it for some reason. What is darkness, or rather, why are we attracted to darkness? And I'm not just talking scary movies, which, you name it, I've heard of it, probably have seen it. I probably have it in my collection. And I started watching scary movies when I was like six or seven, somewhere around there. My mom didn't let me watch any of it. And we're talking the originals, the slashers, Friday the 13th, Halloween, and all that. But I would watch them anyway. Haha. And my Bible was Fangoria and the knockoff Gore Zone, which I think they still make that. So I was always attracted to the dark side of life. I would always take pictures of cemeteries because I thought that the gravestones, many of them were beautiful. And so, but people misunderstood me. I wasn't in love with death or evil. It's just, I was curious about it was about creativity. I think that's how it is for most people. They're not obsessed with death or things like that. Well, maybe they are. So, and I would often go to cemeteries because they are peaceful. There's one in Poughkeepsie that is gorgeous, actually. It has a swamp. There's ducks everywhere. It's very scenic. And so, I mean, for years and years, growing up, I would ask, why are we attracted to, skulls, gargoyles, spiders, things like that? Yeah, it's about, there's just maybe an aesthetic appeal to it, or it represents, the dark side, which most people don't like to talk about. Some people do. They feel comfortable. And everyone should feel comfortable talking about it. It's like, I have a thing for bones. They're interesting to look at, especially the skull. Basically, it's a ball, and then on the bottom is the rectangle to draw it. Basic design, or basic layout. Bones. Just because you're interested in this stuff doesn't mean you're a serial killer. None of that crap. But we can't talk about it in polite society because some people don't want to talk about it. So those people, they want nothing to do with it. Fine. But I'm not weird because I like it. What turned me onto it in the first place? I don't know. It came out of nowhere, I guess. I guess it's because most people didn't talk about it. And like, oh, why? And I want to explore this. And I guess I was a weird kid because of that. And someone asked me, was there any horror movie that actually scared you? I'm like, not scared me, but it gave me the creeps, and that is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. Great production. Everything from the intro credits to the scenery and all that. As for haunted houses, obviously I love Halloween. Everyone that knows me knows that. Haunted houses, I'm like, there's no such thing as ghost. I mean, I've never seen one. I don't know anyone that has seen one, but I like the idea. I do. You know, spirits floating around in a haunted house, and I tell people, you know, reality is scarier than any horror movie that I've seen. So, I think that's, in a weird way, that's part of why people like the dark side of creativity, because it's, you know, you're being creative, but you're like distancing yourself from reality, kind of. You know, let's talk about, you know, cryptids and all that. Let's not talk about the real nasty stuff going on in the news. But then again, some people are obsessed with, you know, serial killers. They become pen pals with them. Like, whatever. I just don't want them living next to me. So I think many people, they never understood why I was attracted to that stuff. And it's hard to explain it to them. But those that are, you know, your kindred spirits, they get it. You know, visiting cemeteries is nothing to them. Haunted houses, that's fine. Voodoo dolls and stuff like that. Not a big fan of spiders. Just not a fan. Especially the brown recluse and all that. Certain things I don't consider spooky. They're just not. I just don't want them near me. Like I said, you know, Fangoria and all that stuff. And I was attracted to Poe, of course, and Lovecraft. I first read Poe when I was, I think, 8. And then I came across Lovecraft when I was, I think, 14. And I just had to read everything by both of them. And later on, Clive Barker, around 88, I think it was. I read Books of Blood. I'm like, damn. You know, all these authors are very talented. But my favorite will always be Poe. And I'm like, what kind of weird stuff did he see growing up? You know, it was that certain era where, you know, the Victorian era, they believed in ghosts and, you know, curses and all that. And I met someone. I'm not going to say their name, but they knew how to make voodoo dolls, and they were very, you know, heavily into voodoo and, you know, stuff like that. They knew about magic and all that. Grave rubbings, things like that. That stuff's cool. Put parchment over a gravestone and like flat lead pencil and go across. I've been to so-called haunted houses. I've been to 3 of them. And I mean, that's a whole different topic. Like, if you believe in an afterlife, I just like the way the gravestones look and the mausoleums, you know, especially near dusk. Yeah. When the darkness comes, infrared photography, pretty cool. I love reading about the medieval torture tactics. Pretty hardcore. Yeah. I think my favorite is The Rat in the Cage. Look into it. I know you've got things like shrunken heads, you know, weird looking skulls and all that. I knew a guy that was really into all that. He had shelves of skulls and weird like tapestries and all that. But yeah, I guess I was a weird kid in the eyes of others. I didn't see myself that way. It's like I'm just drawn to this, just like some people are drawn, maybe obsessed with sports. I don't care about that. I care about other stuff. So something, I guess it's uh, definitely part of your personality. You're drawn to something for a reason. And who cares if people call you weird? There's worse things. Oh, not creepy, not dark, but some of the toys from the 80s. I guess you could say weird. Uh, Mad Balls and Garbage Pail Kids and the Trolls. No, Hobgoblins or whatever. And so, yeah, I'm the kind of guy that I love to watch scary movies, B movies. I'm the guy that has anything relating to zombies or Cthulhu. He's my favorite monster. I have action figures. Yeah, I have a Frankenstein figure, Eddie from Iron Maiden, and all that. It's just that's the stuff that I'm drawn to, and I make no apologies for it. And you shouldn't apologize for what you love. It makes you who you are. So, if someone wants to say, hey, you want to go on a road trip with me, we're going to see a haunted place, I would say, okay, sure. Who's driving? Yeah, hold on. You know, so long as it's not too far away. And Halloween, I'm always up for a Halloween party. I'll dress up. People know that. I went as the Crow twice to conventions. I got compliments. They said, "Wow, you look just like him." But some people, confused me with Sting, the wrestler. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not Sting. See that? See the bird on my shoulder? I'm not Sting. Oh yeah, the whole setup. I really get into it. My favorite holiday. So yeah, like you like what you like. You shouldn't. To those that matter, you shouldn't have to explain it to them.